if we look at spending on R&D in the United States over this same 30-year period that I talked about earlier, what we find is that there's been a massive shift in spending in R&D from large enterprises, defined in this analysis as companies with more than 25,000 employees, to small startups. You can see here in 1981, 71% of total investment in R&D in the country was invested by large organizations. By the time we got to 2011, that had dropped in half to 35% of the total. At the same time, small organizations, defined as companies with less than 1,000 employees, had increased their share of R&D spending by sixfold. So what's driving this? First is this time period roughly mirrors the growth of the venture capital industry in the United States and eventually globally. So prior to 1981, that capital market function to invest in startups and innovation doesn't exist the way it does today. The other major trend over this period is you've got the demise of the large corporate labs, organizations that use monopoly profits to drive back into R&D and were amazing innovation factories that delivered life-changing innovations. Bell Labs, Xerox PARC, some of these organizations that were cranking out patents by the thousand and developing things that really changed the world. Those monopoly profits start to dry up. The investment in those big, basic, and fundamental research dries up as well. We've gone from very large enterprises funding the vast majority of R&D to a more of a startup economy where innovation is being driven by organizations with less than 1,000 people.